Happy greetings to everybody. Welcome to the Heartfulness community channel through which we are all learning together the teachings of the great elders of the Heartfulness Institute, revered Babaji Maharaj, and our guide, revered Daji, who are continuously working towards educating us because recently revered Daji said that without knowledge and without experience, there is no progress. They support each other. So it is of paramount importance to understand the concepts of the heartfulness methods so we can actually bring this knowledge to fruition with practice. The knowledge becomes experience when we apply ourselves to the practice. So we have been trying to understand and learn the concepts of these maxims because yoga is a way of life. To, for this way of life, the great elders on the path have kept many road signs that we can follow to tread on the right path. And these road signs are the maxims, where revered Babaji began with the concept of rising before dawn, fixing a same place, meditating with an attitude of worship and love in the heart, fixing the goal, simplifying our life, being truthful, treating everybody as brothers and sisters. And now he comes to this concept of gratitude because, in general, in all our lives, when somebody hurt us, it remains inside our being. And most very common reaction is we have a negative feeling towards these people and we have revengeful thoughts towards these people. And these are all patterns of karma that gets stuck in our energy field, and certain times they come out for fusion. So today's maxim that the great masters are teaching us is, if you're feeling wronged by anyone, do not wish for revenge. Instead, think this is coming from the divine and be grateful for it. Why are they saying that? Because as far as we are concerned, you are right, they are wrong, they have wronged you. I should feel like I have a right to curse them and be mad at them. But why are the great masters who have traveled the path, who they know what the consequences are if our thought is towards revengefulness? And that is why they are guiding us. Instead of being revengeful, accept it with gratitude. So we need to explore on this, what their true thoughts are, what are they trying to convey to us, communicate to us, what is the knowledge that they want to impart us, what is the truth behind this concept. One basic truth is, whatever happens in our life, it is the result of our actions. We are the makers of our fate. By applying our head and our heart, we form impressions at the base, and all these impressions lie as seeds until they are washed off by the effect of bhog or suffering. And this washing off process is nature's law, because nature has certain laws. It wants to keep everything pure. So, fruition of this karma is a natural happening, and our karma is because of our actions with our applying our head and heart. So, we need to first accept this thought that we are responsible for our life. We have to take responsibility of our life and do what is necessary. What is necessary in this process is change of thought. And how can we correct our thought flow, which is continuously going towards negativity, feelings of hurt and revengeful nature? How do we correct them? That is why the great masters have given us many techniques of point A meditation, techniques of point B cleansing. What are these point B cleansing? You are removing, getting rid of yourself of lower tendencies. It is the lower tendencies that are holding us down, like weight, heaviness, not allowing us to fly high. So they gave this beautiful technique of point B cleansing for 5 minutes before morning meditation, where you get rid of the lower tendencies of greed, selfishness, lust, jealousy, competition. All these things have to go. And these are the things that make these unnatural tendencies of revengefulness, hatred, flower in us. So we need to get rid of them with practice. Now we have the knowledge. We have the knowledge how to get rid of them. We need to utilize that. And what is point A? Point A is a vibratory field where the divine can hear you. See, if something has to happen, if you are calling your mother, the line has to be there, correct connection has to be there, and so you can connect to your mother and talk to her. So also, when our heart calls, the divine needs to hear it. A lot of times people say, my prayer is not heard, because we are not praying in the proper way. We are not communicating in the proper way. When there is no connection, your mother can't hear you. So that is why the great discovery of the great elders of the Heartfulness way is this discovery of this point A meditation. Point A is directly connected to the conscious, superconscious field of the living guide, through which it is connected to the source itself. So when you come to this point A and pray and make intentions, things manifest. So how to get rid of our weaknesses? We come into this point A field and make these intentions that this particular weakness of revengeful nature, this hatred, this competition, this jealousy is leaving me. This weakness of complaining is leaving me. This weakness of blaming others, criticizing others, this weakness of being stubborn is leaving me, and I have no attachment to it. This last sentence, I have no attachment to it, is a very profound statement, because of our tendency of thought flow going towards outward to the external world, it is going in the negative direction. So we always talk negative, we always think negative. So we have to say, these negative tendencies, I have no attachment to it. So every intention you make say that if it's a negative intention, just say, I have no attachment to it, because we are attached to our negative tendencies. So today in this Maxim, revered Babuji is trying to teach us that if somebody hurts you, if somebody has done wrong for you, they are just providing a field for your karma to happen, to come into vogue. It's like the doctor pressing a boil that we are suffering from. It has pus. He's pricking. It's hurting us, but he's hurting us to remove the other pus. So we are relieved of the karma. So that is why we have to have the human etiquette of having this gratitude in our heart continuously. If it is not there, if we are not used to it, pretend that we have it. This is one solution Babuji has given. Think that you are in love and you are in love. A mundane example for all of us. In the movie stars, they pretend to be in love, and at the end of the movie, they seem to be having an affair, or they fall in love and get married, because they're pretending to be love. They're acting. And this is our clue. If you pretend to be grateful, eventually, if you keep making this intention, every cell of my being is filled with gratitude. it starts to manifest in us. So let us now understand the teachings of the great master. Let me share my screen here. So the seventh maxim is about gratitude. Revered Babaji Maharaj says, be not revengeful for the wrongs done by others. Take them with gratitude as heavenly gifts. He's saying them, it has been given by heaven, the divine himself, as a gift to you. Accept it. Revered Daji says, do not seek revenge for the wrongs done by others. Instead, always be grateful. Revered Babaji says, we are the makers of our fate. And almost all religions unanimously agree that whatever happens is the result of our actions, our karma, thoughts, and actions. Nobody ever suffers in contravention of this principle. Truly speaking, we are ourselves the makers of our fate. So, this concept we have to ingrain in our heart. Then we won't have revengeful nature because we are always blaming others for our suffering. We are always criticizing others, thinking because of them you have the suffering. But if we understand this concept, whatever is happening, it is because of my action. Even my husband cannot suffer if because of my karma, and I cannot suffer because of his karma. In the same house, two people can be living. One person could be going through extreme stress, and the other person could be very peaceful. We are responsible for our fate. And for this, the great Swami Vivekananda says, we reap what we sow. You cannot plant a jasmine flower and expect rose out of it. What we sow is what we reap. We are the makers of our own fate. No one else has the blame. None has the praise. What you achieve is also your own efforts. That's why we can't say, oh, that rich guy got lucky. He didn't get lucky. He worked hard for his riches. And revered Babaji says, bhogam, that is suffering, fruition of the karma, is essential and indispensable. When we do something by applying our head and heart, we form impressions, samskaras, impurities at the base, and they remain in the seed form till they are washed off by the effect of suffering, the process of undergoing the effects. That is what happens in meditation when the mind comes to stillness. The statement from Sage Patanjali is, when the mind comes to stillness and silence, karma gets washed off. How does it happen? When the light is turned on, darkness leaves. So also when the mind gets illuminated by diverting its attention towards the silent field, in that silence, when there is light, gradually these seeds starts to fry up. The impurities fry up. And these are pockets of energy of our weaknesses that are stored. And at one moment, they just starts to come to bog. And this process of undergoing the effects, bogam, is essential and it is indispensable. Nobody can escape it. So nature wants to keep everything pure. Purity is the nature of nature. Nature wants to keep everything pure and crystal clear, just as it had originally come down in the beginning. And so according to the law of nature, everything is tends to go back to its source. And so since it's going back to its source, it has to become lighter to go to source. And so anything that is heavy, it is letting go. It gets burnt off. And that is a natural process. Since owing to the continuous heat, the heaviness becomes unendurable, it becomes necessary for it to return to the origin to relieve itself of the weight. And this leads to the commencement of sufferings. And the circumstances for these sufferings, for the process of this suffering or bogam or purging, it may have a cause. It may have an internal cause. It may have an external cause. And this function, whoever is doing this function, is a true friend. And the external help comes in the form of suffering caused by the wrongs done by others. Somebody cheats you in business, somebody hurts your heart, somebody insults you, somebody takes your job away. All this comes as an external help in the form of suffering caused by the wrongs done by others, and usually against which the people poison their thought on account of their own ignorance. And this is very improper because this action, having helped the process of purification, has in fact put us under a sense of obligation. When this is the case, the work done through external agency, it may be any, has, in other words, rendered the function of a true friend. Once I myself complained about somebody that is constantly talking negative about me, talking behind me, cursing me, so much hatred that I wouldn't even be able to enter the room. When I mentioned to revered master, he said that I should be grateful because she's helping me remove my karma. And he says, and he said, I feel sorry for the person who is doing that to you because they're adding it on to themselves. So they're giving us a very clear instruction. By criticizing others, you're adding on to your own karma. By there, you're actually taking their dirt. By criticizing others, blaming others, we are actually taking on somebody else's nonsense. And when somebody else is criticizing others, if we continue to think that they are doing wrong, we are adding more to our own samskara, and we are being ungrateful because that person is actually helping you relieve your debt. So this is a very complex concept of nature itself. So how can we help ourselves? We help ourselves with the point B cleansing to relieve ourselves with the lower thinking. We help ourselves with point A meditation, with intention, bringing proper character, real character, bringing this attitude of gratitude into our inner core of being. When you make this intention, every cell of my being is filled with this feeling of love and gratitude. Gradually, you start to develop that inside yourself. You become grateful. And gratitude, because everything is coming from the Lord. Revered Daji says, take everything as coming from the Lord so that the feeling of resentment may not arise and one may not lose the nobility of character. So, the entire sadhana is about arriving at this nobility of character. Because Revered Lalaji says, without this proper character of the human being, you cannot become deserving to move further. So, this character, what is character? Character is when you are a balanced being, when you are having full of love in your heart, and you are emotionally stable, and you have no fear, you are filled with courage, and there is pure wisdom, pure seeing in you. And because of this, the noble qualities automatically manifest in you. What are the noble qualities? Compassion, gratitude, humbleness, generosity. You are radiating those characters. So, without having this feeling of gratitude, true nobility does not happen in us, and which qualifies us for the further journey, which attracts the grace. A grateful heart attracts the grace, joy attracts the grace. And so, what is our goal? Our goal is this mergence. You want to please your beloved, so you are trying your best to make these qualities manifest inside you. And so it is now quite evident that anything that comes to us for our ultimate good, may it be from any medium, fills our heart with delight and promotes in us a sense of gratitude. Revered Daji says, do not be revengeful but grateful. If you are feeling wronged by anyone, do not wish for revenge. Instead, think that this comes from your Lord and be grateful. Because a lot of times we never know when these seeds come to flowering. because these are pockets of energy that we have stored from lifetimes. And we think we are doing fine, and suddenly one moment something happens, and this immense negative feeling comes into you that you really want to curse somebody. And that is why in our scriptures they have given the examples of the great sages of Vishwamitra. He was such a great sage, he achieved such heights. But at one moment, when that pocket of energy of passion just came into fruition, he did not have control. He lost it. Of course, he gained it back with his sadhana again. But at that moment, he lost it. What could have prevented it? Why did our sages put that as an example? What could have prevented it is, if we did our point be cleansing, these lower tendencies would not have so much impact. When that seed is coming to fruition, because of the sadhana and the wisdom you have already arrived, you are able to see. You may go through the emotion, you are able to see. So, what do you do as a practitioner? You write it down, you express it, you let it go, you do your cleansing, you do your intention, you get a sitting, and you move through that phase without acting. Without acting in revenge and anger and hatred, you suffer it, you express it, you submit it to your guide's field. You just say, "Today, Master, I'm feeling revengeful, and this is all I can offer you. And I offer every bit of this feeling of revenge that I have at your lotus feet." Why? Does that make the Master great? No, it helps us. Every technique is given not because we are worshipping them, because they are helping us. If I have 10 bucks, I give the 10 bucks away, I am empty. If I have the weakness of revengeful nature, if I submit it in front of my guide, I am empty to that moment. After 10 days, maybe another pocket of energy is coming up and I may feel it again. Again, you do the same process. At one point, when you keep giving, 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 getting rid of it, letting go, you become empty. That one beautiful moment manifests where you become completely deserving for emergence. So, that is why sadhana, Babuji talks about persistence, without thinking this way or that way. This every day you act with persistence. So, revenge is one of those behavioral patterns that can evoke the entire spectrum of negative emotions. When we become revengeful, this negative emotion just encompasses our being, our every cell, and makes us lose our balance, makes us lose our emotional stability, makes us lose our peace, and makes us fearful, and we won't even have any wisdom, and the human being falls apart. So it is this insight that led revered Babuji. What insight is that? That revenge is one of those behavioral patterns that can evoke the entire spectrum of negative emotions, creating a downward spiral of negative energy. It's pulling us down. The weight is pulling us down. It is this insight that led revered Babuji to develop Principle 7, which he hoped would change us by transforming our underlying belief system. What is this underlying belief system that we have? We think others are the reason that we are suffering. Nobody is the reason that we are suffering. We are the reason that we are suffering. And whatever is happening at this moment, it is coming out by nature's grace, God's grace, Guru's grace. So I am grateful because now finally I will be rid of this disease. And spiritual journey is tied to this concept of gratitude. Babuji shows us that we do not need to be hardwired for revenge. But for that to happen, we need to rise above competitive, animalistic tendencies. And for that, we need to awaken and master the higher chakras, starting with the heart chakra, taking us into more elevated levels of consciousness, of generosity of heart, oneness, and love for all. And this progressive elevation is known as the spiritual yatra. That is why we always insist in our sessions that the journey of the heart is the most important journey that we can do. Without mastering the heart region, there is no hope for us. And even yesterday, Revered Daji says that just because you have become a preceptor, you are able to transmit, it doesn't mean that you have crossed the heart region. They have opened a passage so the transmission can flow through you. But for your own individual progress, we have to master each chakra by meditating thoroughly on each chakra and absorbing the qualities of each chakra, letting go of the darkness, letting go of the light, letting go of the illumination, and bringing each chakra with thorough meditation to such a state of absolute balance that whatever happens, if you have mastered the first point, you are balanced. You are able to be balanced. Whatever happens, your peace is not disturbed. Whatever happens, you are not emotionally disturbed and you are not revengeful. You are not entertaining hatred and you are not scared and you still have clear thinking. You may be suffering with whatever is happening, but you are able to move through the suffering because you have mastered the heart region. And when we master the heart region, there is this immense generosity, the nobility of the human being manifests. So we are able to move further. So, an evolved response is gratitude, says Revered Daji. The response of a evolved being is gratitude until the heart chakra is awakened and mastered, bringing with it the possibility of humanity, compassion, love, generosity, and humility. It will not be possible to let go of revengeful character. So, this quality of humility makes us understand, oh, this is my own wrongdoing, that this person is helping me. I am so grateful, I am so thankful. And this person who is cursing me is actually taking on negativity because of me. I am so grateful you are relieving me, you are serving me. So we can dream all we like for a peaceful community and harmony, but we will remain stuck in our current scenario where revenge is probably the single biggest reason for acts of violence in this world. Because of this nature of revengefulness, people not accepting each other, this state of disturbance is in the world. So, the samskaras and the impressions, any sort of response, be it negative or positive, will create complexities in our heart that form impressions in the field of consciousness. And these complexities, impressions, they're stored in the knots, they become knotted and they harden into deep knots known as samskaras. And the vibrations of our samskaras attract similar vibrations towards us from outside, perpetuating the vicious cycle. That is why, if you have completely hurt somebody and that impression is there, you are automatically being hurt by other person. And that is why one of the great statements said by Revered Chariji, if you do not have the samskara, you can walk in the um, very bad neighborhood and nothing will happen to you. If you don't have the samskara, you won't even go in that area because the samskara is not there in you, pulling you towards that negative states. So suffering is a vibrational resonance. Samskaras attract people and circumstances. Through vibrational resonance, our samskaras attract current circumstances and people towards us. They may cause us suffering, but at the same time, they also remove the samskaras and associated mental complexities. So, if we can perceive them as catalysts for our growth, we will naturally start to approach miseries with a grateful attitude. And it is not easy. You know, I myself was suffering so much that past several months I have been working on myself with this concept and I see some progress. I keep deeply praying that this weakness of revengeful nature, negative thought when somebody does something to me, should leave me. Even in the thought, we don't have to act, but if the thought is coming, a speck of it is in me. So we have to work on that because whether this statement is coming from the master himself, because it is the master who is giving us this circumstance, so his people can grow. The beings that are connected to him, he wants to see them become purer and purer every day. So he keeps giving it to them. So when our beloved is giving it to us, it is a gift. So if I'm entertaining anger, negativity, then again it's against etiquette, against nature. So this quality, to develop this quality of gratitude, is of immense importance in the spiritual process. And samskaras actually bring relief. If we retaliate, it is like attacking a doctor who is removing the thorn from our foot. It causes pain while it is being pulled out, but it brings necessary relief and we feel better. And to be able to be grateful, it's an art, and it needs to be practiced, it needs to be developed, it needs to be flowered inside ourselves. The flowering of gratitude has to happen in the heart. With principle 7, we are changing the belief system, we are changing our inner thought patterns, our thoughts that are continuously trained to be revengeful, blame others. We are changing our inner belief system by changing the thought pattern itself. We are the ones who create the circumstances for wrongdoing. We are responsible. Other people are helping us learn that lesson. We can feel grateful for the opportunity and give thanks that we are evolving. So, how do we practice gratitude? Try to settle down with a peaceful heart and resolve. And tell yourself, I forgive that person. I have a big enough heart. When we do this, we will free our heart. So, in essence, impressions cannot thrive in a compassionate and grateful heart. Think about this. If we maintain this feeling of compassion and gratitude in our heart, impressions cannot remain. And that is what Sage Patanjali's statement: when the mind is able to come to the silence, karma leaves. Pause and wait and forget the whole thing after learning whatever lessons you can form from it. How do we pause? We take deep breaths and let go and wait. Make ourselves wait before we act. And in this process of waiting, we can put it in our diary, we can take a sitting, we can do our own cleaning, we can practice intentions. Writing in the diary is the best way to get rid of it. At least you have expressed it. When you take time out to pause, you will appreciate life's gifts. So meditate, be grateful, give thanks for life itself, and you will discover that this attitude changes everything. And what is one of the technique given by Lalaji Maharaj? Making friends from enemies, he says. Sit comfortably and close your eyes. Imagine the form of the person in front of you that hates you or that has negative thoughts for you. Have the thought that this person is my friend and my well wisher. And think that all negative thoughts the person has about you are going, and thoughts related to your welfare have been infused in them instead. And whenever you have the opportunity to go near the person, gently and subtly pay attention very indirectly to their face without staring. And when you breathe out, have the thought that the particles of your love and affection are entering their heart. And when you breathe in, have the thought that you are pulling all the negative thoughts that they have about you from their heart and throw them aside. You do not want to take it inside. You are breathing in, and all the negativity from their heart is coming that they have towards you, and it's leaving from the side. And you allow the love to flow. And this image I always have, like on Facebook and Instagram, they click that love button and this love keeps flowing. That's all we have to do is feel this love is flowing from my heart to this person, and she or he is my best friend. And how the way of power of suggestion works is, when we make an intention coming to point A, the power of suggestion emanating from our thought, the brain, it enters into the causal body. And the nature of the causal body, when we make a suggestion at point A, the suggestion is given to the causal body, directly connected to the consciousness of the guru and to the source itself. And what this causal body, the source, the consciousness of the guru's field does is, it sends it back to us in multifold. And when it comes like that, it changes our neural pathway itself, and our belief system changes. So, after meditation from the place of calmness at point A, make positive affirmations to bring suggestions to life. That My heart is filled with gratitude. My heart is filled with love. Every cell of my being is absorbing the silence. Every cell of my being is absorbing love. All the divine qualities of my Guru are coming to me. Everybody feels their brothers and sisters. My thought is one with them. Real love, real faith, real devotion. It's developing in me, it's developing in all my brothers and sisters. All intentions. And that is why we don't think negative. When you're thinking negative, if same thing goes to the causal body, go touches the field of the guru's heart to the source and guru's heart are only a field. Nature's actions are automatic. So when you give a negative hatred thought, it comes back 7 times more to you. So you suffer more. That is one of the reasons why they're saying if you have revengeful feelings, you are the one who is going to suffer. You can't make a dent into the other person. At the most, they might get a headache because of your thoughts. But you can't change their karma. Somebody cursing me cannot change my karma. They may curse. They may think that they have done bad for me. It is their illusion. If it is not in my samskara, no curse can happen to me. Whatever I have formed can happen to me. But the other person, by acting in a negative way, cursing, having ingratitude, they are adding more karma to them. So, what a dangerous thing that we are doing by having negative, revengeful feelings. We are not hurting anybody, we are hurting ourselves. So, we have to work upon ourselves continuously, dedicatedly, to get rid of this weakness of revengeful nature, because it is not for our evolution, it is not helping our evolution. Anything heavy, a balloon has to fly high, rocks hold it down. If the balloon has to fly high, you have to let go of the rocks. So the great masters gradually, bit by bit, are giving us suggestions, bringing us to awareness of this knowledge, what we need to get rid of so we can fly high. So one of the most beautiful whisper, more beautiful maxim that we all have to work towards achieving this state of gratitude. Nothing happens naturally. Nobody is naturally humble. Nobody is naturally, maybe that was our original nature, but we fell from there. If you fall down, what do you have to do? You have to get up. If you have acquired negative qualities, what do you have to do? You have to get rid of them with persistent effort, constant efforts. And that is where the greatness of the great masters is. They have given us the techniques. So let us now meditate. Close your eyes softly. Take a deep breath and let go. Feel grounded to the earth. Feel the healing energy from Mother Earth enter into your being. And begin with relaxing your toes, feet, ankles, and your legs. Be aware of your legs. Relax your legs. Take another deep breath and let go. Feel the energy flow into your knees, into your thighs, into your hips. Feel firmly grounded in the seat. Feel the free flow of energy flowing there, relaxing you. Take another deep breath and let go. Feel the energy flow into your lower back and into your upper back. Relax your entire back. Keeping your spine erect, bring your awareness to your stomach muscles. Feel the energy flow there. Take a deep breath and let go gently. Feel the energy flow into your chest. Relax your chest. Bring your awareness to your fingers. Feeling the energy, relax your fingers. Palm, wrists, lower arms, elbows and upper arms. Feel the free flow of energy flowing in your hands, relaxing your hands. Take another deep breath and let go gently. Your hands are completely relaxed. Bring your awareness to your shoulders. Feel the stress melting away. Relax your shoulders. Consciously relax your neck, jaws, tongue, facial muscles. Deeply relax your eyes, eyebrows, temples, and forehead. Feel joy on your face. Feel your brain is resting. Your mind is calm. Your body is completely relaxed. Bring your awareness to your heart. Feel your heart. Enter your sacred space. Bring yourself to a state of utmost humbleness in prayer. Let this state of humility and prayerfulness spread throughout every cell of your being. From this place, make the intention where the heart beats. The source of light is present within you. The light from the source is illuminating your entire being. Your mind is drawn to this light. Your mind is resting in the light. The ocean of light, the ocean of love is in you. You are a drop submerged in that ocean. Rest in the light. Let's meditate. That's all. Feel the calmness spread throughout your being. From this place of calmness, bring your awareness to point A. From the center of your sternum, going one finger width down, four fingers width towards your left side of your chest is point B. Two fingers above point B is point A. Just feel your thought is connected at this field of point A. From this place, make the intention. All my senses are in a state of balance. They have arrived at their original character. All my feelings are in silence. The weakness of revengefulness is leaving me, and I have no attachment to it. The weakness of complaining, blaming others, criticizing others, and stubbornness is leaving me. I have no attachment to it. Every cell in my being is soaking in the vibration of love. I am loving. Every cell in my being is soaking in the vibration of gratitude. I am grateful. Every cell in my being is absorbing the silence. With every breath, I am one with the state of being of my guide. Feel the calmness spread throughout your being. You may open your eyes when you are ready. Thank you all for joining the Heartfulness community channel. You may email us at social media at volunteer.heartfulness.org for any questions that you may have. We hope that this gives us some understanding to practice and move forward in our journey. So, thank you all for joining us today. We're very grateful.